हम जानते हैं कि तू कौन है।
युग आर्या।
हमारे पास तेरे खिलाफ पक्के सबूत है। 15 साल से तू बेवकूफ बना रही है। एक बच्ची की जान ली है तूने। क्या सबूत है तेरे खिलाफ? हम जानते हैं कि तू कौन है। चुप कर, तुझे कोई नहीं बचा सकता।
Recently released web series 1111 or Gyaarah Gyaarah starring Raghav juyal, Kritika Kamra, Dhairya Karwa has been quite a watch after some time. It mostly deals with the unresolved murder cases with 2 to 3 episodes per case, consisting 3 cases and 8 episodes, though it's not just that it has an interconnected timeline plot which makes it a fantasy thriller drama. But the main question remains, is it worth the time? Let's find out.
Raghav juyal plays the character of Yug Arya, a newly appointed inspector, which is also a witness of kidnapping of a girl in his childhood. His senior vamika rawat, played by Kritika Kamra, support him throughout his cause more or less, and together along with their team they solve unsolved cases as Yug Arya is able to communicate with Shaurya Anthwal from the past, who is missing at the present time, presumed dead, using a walkie-talkie.
If you don't know, it is an adaptation of a popular K-drama, Signal, released in the year 2016, which had 16 episodes, which also takes its core plot of past communication from the film Frequency.
Closed.
This adaptation has its own moments and flaws, and we are going to discuss them. So eventually, you can decide to give it a go or not.
Pros. Interesting plot and cases. The core plot of communication from the past and the cases in the series are interesting enough to keep you hooked. At least to the 4th episode, the overall screenplay is well adapted. Performances. After Raghav juyal has decent screen presence. He did a decent job to maintain the character's consistency. Kamra has nothing extraordinary add to the role. So did the regular job. But the most impressive act was done by Dhairya Karwa in this series, at least, as you can at some point appreciate him for not being bland in a scene and actually bring something to the table. Editing, camera and direction. Editing of the first case was enough to make you think it is not the average product you see every day, with mostly close shots taken from textbook angles, which is good enough but not extraordinary, and direction is also decent with everything put together neatly. Production department also did a fine job, thus series looks clean and well prepared with fine sets. Cons. Lack of emotional depth. We all know Korean dramas are known for their emotional depth in the stories and their integration, though to some it might feel cringe, but you cannot argue that it leaves an impact. But in the case of Gyaarah Gyaarah, it lacks the emotional depth which was necessary in most part of the series, and could make the experience as tragic as it needed to be. The adaptive or remake feeling. It is little disappointing that it has so much similarities with the original and changes that aren't good, but I don't know why it also feels like a part of the X-File or Fringe, and throughout the series you compare it to one or another and gets disappointed sometimes. Indian treatment of the series. I've observed that most of the American TV or web series has pattern that they follow, of being interesting in the few initial and few final episodes of the series, and Indian series mostly have a habit of disappointing viewers in the end. It is understandable they couldn't made the whole series as it would have costed a lot, but the nature of the series at the end feels lacking the initial punch, though you can bear it, unlike the Shekhar home finale. So this was my opinion on the series. If you have watched it, let me know what did you liked about, and we will meet at another opinion of mine for a series or movie. It deserves 3.5 stars out of 5.